Hello, spring has sprung, and I'm here to give you some really good home maintenance tips. Very important, first of all, to go outside your home. Stand far enough back from the house so you can look at the entire roof lines, and you just want to do a visual inspection to make sure that nothing has been damaged over the winter. Check your shingles, check your flashings in your valleys, and also look at the gutters. And if there is any damage, hire a good contractor to correct those. Also, while you're outside in the spring, you want to look for any trees and branches and bushes that are close to the house and trim any of those that are starting to touch the house or getting close. Spring is a great time to do that because they're not all full of leaves yet. It makes the cleanup a lot easier. Another really critical thing to check on is maintenance of your exterior paint and caulking. You should inspect it, and you should repaint, touch up paint, and re-caulk as necessary. That would include the exterior door surrounds, the gaps get caulked, these get painted, the door panels themselves may be needing touch-up paint, and then your garage door trim and any other exterior woodwork. It's a maintenance item. It needs to be painted and caulked as needed. While you're outside also, you should open every exterior door and make sure that your weather stripping is in good shape. If not, these pieces can be easily purchased from any home improvement store. You should inspect all your mulch beds. Probably the biggest mistake that we see homeowners and landscapers make is they raise the mulch beds up so that they go above the waterproofing line. You never want any mulch bed or dirt higher than your waterproofing. It can definitely lead to basement leaks. So you really got to watch that. This is a great example of a house where the mulch bed is only as high as the waterproofing. Whatever you do, don't build them up higher than that. When you're outside doing that visual inspection on your exterior, you should check for every vent and intake and exhaust pipe for your high efficiency appliances. You may not be aware of this, but your furnace and your hot water heater or tank, as well as your dryer, have vents that go to the outside. You want to inspect all of those ends, make sure nothing's obstructed with leaves or debris, make sure no animals have made nests in those. Go over to where your air conditioners are located, and you want to do a visual inspection on those. Make sure no ice falling down has damaged the top. Make sure no animals have made nests in them, and make sure that the grates are all clean and free of any obstructions. Also in the spring, you want to call your HVAC contractor and have him do a clean-in check on your air conditioning as well. Another big important spring maintenance item is to lubricate your overhead garage doors. This is an item that most people never think about, but they do require regular lubrication. The spring needs to be lubricated, and then there is a chain that runs in this track that needs to be lubricated as well. Critical maintenance item that is often forgotten. We're talking about garage floor drains. If your house has one, you need to clean the screen that's within the drain once a year at least. Spring's a great time because in the winter, that's when all the slush comes off your car and you get all the cinders and debris. What you would do is you would unscrew the screws that hold the cover on, pull that off. There's a nice little basket in there. Throw all the garbage out of that and put it all back together. Hi, now I'm inside the house, and spring is a great time to think about backing up your sump pump. I'm down here in the basement next to the sump crock and pump, and as you're thinking about this, there's two options. One would be a battery backup and the other would be a water pressure backup. My recommendation would be a water pressure because as long as you have city water pressure at the street, your backup can continue to run. If you go with the battery option, once the battery drains down, if the power's still out, you might have a problem. If you're on well water, a battery backup is your only option because a water pressure backup will not work on a well. And also, while you're down in the basement, you should be inspecting this sump crock to make sure it's free of debris and clean at least once a month. While you're in the basement also, if your home has a tankless hot water heater, when we installed those, we install a pre-filter on that tankless. This filter needs to be changed at least once a year. I recommend twice a year, but definitely in the spring you need to replace that filter in your pre-filter. Also, if you have a tankless hot water heater, you should consult your manual for flushing intervals. If you have a tank top water heater, the old style, again, you should look at your manual and consult it for flushing intervals. Both tankless and tank top water heaters do require flushing throughout their lifespan.